Who would win, Sentry Marvel Comics or Thor Marvel Comics? The Marvel Universe is home to incredibly powerful characters, some of whom can destroy entire galaxies if they fully unleash their potential. Today we'll witness a cosmic-level battle between two such terrifyingly powerful characters. Sentry, an ordinary man who, thanks to the Golden Sentry Serum, possesses the strength equivalent to 1,000,000 exploding suns. On the other hand, Thor, the god of Asgard, is one of the mightiest superheroes in the Marvel lineup. However, very few can match Sentry's power. He once fought the most powerful version of the Hulk, the World Breaker Hulk, leading to a stalemate. These two have already clashed in the comics, and Thor successfully defeated Sentry. Nonetheless, while Sentry has superior abilities, the God of Thunder has formidable techniques, such as his God Blast, which can defeat Sentry with a single decisive blow. This attack, carrying overwhelming force, can turn the tide of battle with just one strike. But before we dive deeper into the analysis, be sure to hit subscribe and turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Sentry's strength and potential, to this day, remain largely unexplored and mysterious. He is believed to possess extraordinary abilities such as molecular manipulation, light manipulation, photokinesis, darkness control, energy regulation, biokinesis, and psionic capabilities. What makes Sentry a complex character, difficult to assess in terms of his full power, is his resurrection ability and psionic power, which has only been shown on rare occasions. A notable scene is when Sentry fought Galactus to a standstill, although this is only mentioned off-screen. During that battle, he also received support from Nate Gray, another highly powerful character. Sentry has yet to fully understand the limits of his strength. He has been shown to manipulate elements, distort space-time, and even alter reality. Each time he appears, he seems to have a new array of abilities. The complexity deepens when we consider Void, the entity that enhances most of Sentry's powers to an even greater extent. Very few superheroes in the Marvel Universe can match Sentry's base power when he is at full strength, easily making him one of the most powerful beings. Meanwhile, Thor is no less impressive with his mastery of limitless energy. He wields the Odin Force, allowing him to manipulate elements, souls, light, antimatter, summon, and even alter reality, control space-time, and travel through time. Thor is classified as a Class 100 character, meaning he can lift over 100 tons. In many battles against the Hulk, Thor has held his ground, even though Hulk's strength is theoretically limitless. Few can stand against Thor, especially when he wields Mjolnir, the legendary weapon that elevates his power to near invincibility. Thor's speed is truly a marvel. While we rarely see him demonstrate super speed in the MCU, where he often flies below supersonic speeds, the God of Thunder with Mjolnir can not only match but surpass the speed of light. Depending on the version of Thor, we have seen him fly so fast that he nearly tears apart time itself. Thor's strength primarily stems from the superhuman physiology of the Asgardians. Furthermore, Thor has defeated Galactus on the battlefield, and Galactus himself acknowledged that Thor could have killed him. Thor used the God Blast in that battle, which remains an exceptional feat. Thor always strikes fear into his enemies. Another example is when Thor defeated both Angrur and Null. Angrur is the Thing after he obtained one of the serpent's hammers, which amplifies the strength of anyone who wields it. Angrur even crushed Red Hulk, yet Thor was still able to deal significant damage to him. Thor also defeated Null, a being that Hulk described as the Hulk of Hulks, and threw him into space. Throughout all of this, Thor endured a severe injury from the Rainbow Bridge and brutal beatings from two powerful gods, Kul and Odin. In contrast, Golden Sentry was defeated by Green Scar. Despite his overwhelming strength, Sentry's track record is not that impressive. Robert Reynolds, also known as Sentry, is the result of experiments on the Super Soldier Serum enhanced to unimaginable levels. If you think Captain America is strong, imagine this version of the serum. Sentry is rumored to possess strength equal to 100 million exploding suns. He easily falls into the Class 100 category like Thor. However, Sentry's strength seems to depend heavily on his mental state. In terms of speed, as shown in Dark Avengers 13, Sentry can move several times faster than the speed of light, reaching the sun in mere seconds, whereas light takes about 8 minutes to travel from the sun to Earth. This shows Sentry and Thor roughly equal in speed. Thor, as a true god, is almost limitless in what he can achieve. However, Thor's most outstanding power is likely the God Blast, a move that can even terrify Galactus. God Blast is pure concentrated cosmic energy, with no limit to what it can destroy. Thor once threw Mjolnir across 10 realms to strike a monster the Avengers were battling, which is truly astonishing. After Sentry merged with Void, a dark, malevolent entity of immense power, he became his most dangerous version yet. In this form, Sentry is stronger than ever, but also his own greatest enemy. Sentry dominated the battle until Wasp summoned a giant dragon to interrupt the confrontation. Sentry is similar to Hulk in that both of their powers are highly influenced by their emotions. When Sentry becomes unstable due to his internal conflict with Void, he grows weaker. Both Thor and Sentry have superhuman bodies, making them immune to fatigue and toxins. They possess extraordinary endurance and can fight continuously without needing rest or food. Thor once fought for 2 years straight without tiring, showcasing the incredible resilience of both these characters. The Void greatly surpasses Thor in terms of strength, but comparing the strongest version of Sentry with the regular version of Thor is unfair. If we consider Thor's most powerful version, Rune King Thor, who controls the Odin Force, possessing near unlimited power and cosmic awareness, Rune King Thor far exceeds Void in strength. If Sentry lacks solid self-confidence, he could easily be defeated by Thor, especially if Void doesn't manifest. Void has effortlessly overpowered Hulk, and even Hercules has defeated Sentry, despite Sentry holding back his power. This was quite humiliating for Sentry, as it not only resulted in his defeat but also left him disgraced. Even Absorbing Man couldn't withstand Sentry's strength in their first encounter. However, in their second confrontation, Absorbing Man absorbed a portion of Sentry's power and surprisingly defeated him. Durability is one of Thor's strongest traits. The Prince of Asgard has faced incredibly formidable opponents, such as Hulk. Even in the MCU, during Avengers Infinity War, Thor showcased his incredible resilience by withstanding the scorching heat of a neutron star's destruction and survived. Additionally, Thor has remarkable healing abilities, enabling him to quickly recover from injuries. With just one touch from Mjolnir, Thor instantly connects to his divine power, making his physical strength virtually unlimited. He once moved the World Engine, a mechanism that holds the World Tree and links the 9 realms of space-time, with the Odin Force and cosmic power. Thor can now challenge Sentry at his most confident state. Thor once smashed Stormbreaker into Mjolnir with such force that it shattered Mjolnir into pieces. Stormbreaker, a powerful weapon forged from Uru, a metal among the strongest in the Marvel Universe, enhanced by magic, stands as just one testament to Thor's destructive power. These feats belong to the regular version of Thor, not King Thor with cosmic power at the time. Listing these achievements serves to illustrate Thor's extraordinary strength and his incredible victories, especially in Donny Cates' Thor 2020 series. Both Thor and Sentry are capable of reaching faster than light speeds, and both have the ability to fly, allowing them to travel swiftly through space. Sentry has repeatedly shown that he can rival Thor in direct confrontations. While Sentry may be slightly faster, the difference isn't significant. However, when Sentry merges with Void, his power increases dramatically. Void defeated Molecule Man in his own game, a being that even Galactus fears. Molecule Man once turned Sentry into liquid, but Void restored Robert's body and even controlled Molecule Man, injuring him. This occurred in Dark Avengers 12, demonstrating the terrifying power of the Sentry-Void fusion. As we know, Sentry is an immortal entity. He doesn't age, and while Thor does age, his aging process is far slower than that of humans. But for Sentry, this is irrelevant. He doesn't need to sustain his body and is nearly invulnerable. He has survived attacks from some of the most powerful beings in the Marvel Universe, including being hurled into the sun without harm, even if he is struck down. Sentry can regenerate his body from scratch by manipulating molecules. However, even with the help of the Avengers, Sentry was temporarily defeated and sent into orbit by Blue Marvel. He eventually returned and took down Blue Marvel, but still faced defeat despite his support. It's important to note that these events occurred when Sentry was at his weakest. In his Golden Sentry form, he's even more powerful. The first confrontation between Thor and Sentry took place in Siege 1, where Sentry attacked Thor, injuring him immediately. Before Sentry could strike again, Thor retaliated, causing Sentry to disappear from the battle. By all measures, Thor is nearly indestructible. He has survived devastating attacks from cosmic beings far stronger than anything Sentry could ever throw at him. Thor's Asgardian physiology grants him immunity to all diseases. In Siege storming Asgard heroes and villains, Thor is listed as having strength on par with Sentry, and it took all of Sentry's and the Dark Avengers' combined might to defeat him. When Sentry is in his semi-void state, even though not fully possessed by Void, Thor still struggles with Sentry's nearly invulnerable attacks. Thor remains resolute and fights bravely, but it's clear that if the battle had continued, Sentry might have won. Void faced off against the Avengers, including Thor, and dominated them until Loki used the Norn Stones to amplify their power. When the helicarrier crashed into Void, it weakened him, forcing Thor to finish him off. Although Sentry Void willingly allowed Thor to kill him, it doesn't diminish Thor's great achievement, something that someone like Hawkeye certainly couldn't do. Despite Ryan Reynolds' Sentry being psychologically unstable, he demonstrated impressive intelligence by controlling his instability. He possesses extensive knowledge of architecture, machines, energy tracking, robotics, and computer science. Thanks to his intellect and creativity, Sentry built the Watchtower and the clock system with Reed Richards' assistance. While Thor is far smarter than an average human, he can't match Sentry in terms of knowledge. Thor can harm Deathseed Sentry, but Sentry easily blocked Mjolnir's throw and defeated Thor twice in a row. At this point, Thor was a shadow of his former self. He no longer had Mjolnir, struggled against level 15 villains, feared the risk of falling into a pit of sharp stakes below, and was ruthlessly trampled by Namor. These two characters have referenced each other's strength multiple times in the comics. When Robert is in Sentry form, Thor often has the upper hand and defeats Sentry in battle. However, there are times when Sentry, or more accurately Void, emerges victorious. In one encounter with Void, even with the entire Avengers team supporting him, they still couldn't defeat this dark entity. Additionally, in What If Norman Osborn had won the siege of Asgard, we witness a Sentry free from psychological instability, ripping Ares apart with his bare hands. Thor fought well against Perfect Sentry, despite receiving help from two other heroes. While Sentry has claimed victories over Thor, these victories came from stronger versions like Voided Out Sentry or Death Seed Sentry, while Thor remained in his normal state or was even weaker. With his strength and determination, Thor would easily defeat Golden Sentry. However, when facing Voided Out Sentry, all new Perfect Sentry, and especially Death Seed Sentry, Thor would face significant challenges. Nevertheless, with the Odin Force, Thor could defeat most of these opponents, except for Death Seed Sentry. The fact that Death Seed Sentry could block Mjolnir is an achievement on the level of Thanos or Odin, and if Thor wanted to take him down, even with Odin Force he would have to give his all. Thor possesses one of the most powerful weapons in the entire Marvel Universe, the hammer Mjolnir. Forged by Eitri and the dwarves at Night of Valor in the heart of a dying star, Mjolnir is nearly indestructible. In one battle, Thor held off the Black Winter for 14 seconds. The Black Winter is a cosmic entity that consumes entire realities, functioning similarly to Galactus, but on a much higher cosmic level. Many believe that the Black Winter is an embodiment of oblivion, an abstract entity, and a symbol of primordial darkness. Thor destroyed Galactus by turning him into a bomb, and the Black Winter itself expressed gratitude toward Thor for this act, even accepting Galactus' sacrifice. Sentry has a major weakness: his unstable mind. Even before becoming Sentry, he was a drug addict and mentally unstable. As his physical power grew, so did the deterioration of his mental state. Since the appearance of Void, Sentry's power has fluctuated continuously. Void has the ability to talk to Sentry like a parasite communicating with its host, without anyone else being aware. Void constantly whispers cruel words to Sentry, driving him progressively insane. Sentry's level of power depends on his psychological stability, limited by his internal battle between his heroic and villainous sides. When unstable, Sentry becomes weaker. Eventually, when Sentry gave up trying to control Void and allowed the dark side to take over, he became Merge Sentry, a vastly powerful and dangerous entity. It took the combined strength of Nova, Gladiator, Silver Surfer, Captain Marvel, Beta Ray Bill, and several others just to slow Sentry down, but even they couldn't stop him. He absorbed Silver Surfer's cosmic power. These are some of the feats of both the base Sentry and Merged Sentry. I haven't mentioned many of Merged Sentry's accomplishments because there aren't many, and his true level of power has yet to be fully displayed. However, considering that even base Sentry has demonstrated feats at the multi-star level, I can confidently assert that this Sentry operates at a multi-star system level. With everything analyzed, there's no doubt that Sentry has the potential to defeat Thor. Taking into account all of Sentry's base and advanced forms, and under perfect conditions, this instability is the reason why Thor will always have the advantage over Sentry, not to mention the fact that Sentry has been portrayed as highly inconsistent throughout his short existence. He's been defeated by characters far weaker than Thor. In my view, Thor is fair and consistent. He has more accomplishments and better feats on record to prove his superiority. This isn't to say Sentry is weak, he just doesn't have enough high-level feats to be ranked on par with Thor, enhanced by Cosmic Power, Odin Force, and Thor Force. What do you think? We'd love to hear your opinions. Thank you for watching. That's the video for today. We'll stop here. Thanks again.